Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Did we have a good tea and coffee? Do we have the caffeine in the blood? Ready? All set. So ladies and gentlemen, before I invite our next speaker, I want to just ask you a question. You know, for all of you that are here in the house, I want to find out how many of you watch cricket. I'm sure that's a super funny question to ask. There's a lot of humor. But still, is there anyone here that's not interested in cricket or has never watched a cricket match, not even on screen? How many of you have seen cricket sometime or the other in your life? Can I see your hands up? How many of you are avid cricket fans? Can I see both your hands up? All right. Thank you for being so candid. How many of you have heard about the Master Blaster, one of the best cricket persons, not only in India, but in the entire history of cricket across the globe, Sachin Tendulkar? Can I see a show of hands? How many people know of Sachin Tendulkar? Sir, Sachin Tendulkar nahi malum hai? Personally nahi. Jante hain ki nahi? So I want to see your hands up. How many of you have seen the film, the biopic dedicated to Sachin Tendulkar, Sachin, A Billion Dreams? So this was his biopic, and the most amazing thing in that film is not something done by Sachin Tendulkar or said by Sachin Tendulkar. One of the most memorable sentences in that film comes from the Nawab of Najafgarh, Virendra Sehwag. Virendra Sehwag, the powerhouse of batting. He himself candidly confesses in Sachin, A Billion Dreams, and I quote him, मैंने पूरी जिंदगी में पिच पर खेलकर इतना क्रिकेट नहीं सीखा जितना केवल मैंने सचिन को लॉकर रूम में ऑब्जर्व करके और सिर्फ उनकी बातें सुनकर सीखा है. That is the power of learning from people, observing people who are a force in your own industry, in your own ecosystem, and in your profession or what you do. And that is precisely the reason why it gives me great pleasure to invite our next speaker on the stage. Because he's just not a speaker, he's a tour de force. He's somebody who's going to give you more and deeper insights as to how you can make your business better, and all you need to do is just watch him and listen to him. He's going to tell you how you can place your brand better. I could call him a brand guru, but that's a very generic and a very cliched term. He's somebody who is beyond definitions. But luckily, I do have a very good profile, and I would like to share this with you before I invite him on the stage. And trust me, आप सब businessmen हैं, चाहे आप गुजराती हो, मारवाड़ी हो, पंजाबी हो, सिंधी हो, उत्तर भारत से हो, दक्षिण भारत से हो, एक व्यापारी सबसे पहले एक व्यापारी होता है. और व्यापारी सबसे पहले ये सोचता है कि मेरे लिए इसमें क्या है, what is in it for me, as in the ROI. So let me tell you, your return on investment for every single minute spent on this session from here on for the next 40 minutes will be one of your best investments at the Cashew India Buyers Seller Meet. Are you ready? Market the product. Earn the premium that you feel that your product deserves and should get. How to overcome such challenges. How to market the cashews, almonds, pistachios in an already cluttered market where people are not going for brands but just for the commodity itself. How to brand the products and deliver the promise. Harish, Bijoor is a brand thinker and practitioner operating out of Bangalore. He runs a unique boutique consulting outfit called Harish Bijoor Consults Incorporated, a name that has a consulting presence across markets of Hong Kong, Seattle, London, Dubai, and Indian subcontinent. Having spent his career across aggressive reams of FMCG, telecom, and consumer durables, he is considered a marketing practitioner and a thinker who is ahead of the consumer thinking curve year on year. So he's somebody who is a specialist at forecasting what the market is going to be for. Ladies and gentlemen, he teaches at the Indian School of Business, Hyderabad and Mohali, in addition to semesters at overseas business schools in US and Europe, and has been teaching at the Indian School of Business for over the last 2 decades. Having already published a book, Marketing Trends, Smart Insights into the World of Indian Business, a series book written in a style that is distinctly young, preppy, MTV-ish. He is currently involved in his second book on core branding, which is titled Brand Irrationals, a fundamental journey into brand think. Actively involved in research relating to rural consumer behavior, rural retail networks and trade mechanisms at play, Harish has published papers extensively on subjects related to strategic marketing, branding, consumer behavior, retail network and trend analysis. He contributes regularly to business publications on similar subjects. Presently, he works on the bleeding edge brand and marketing work related to metaverse and web 3.0. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give a resounding applause to one and only Harish Bijoor.
For me, this is the 6th Cashew conference that I'm addressing. And for me, over these 6 conferences, I've noticed one thing. I come here and talk. I come here and lay out a set of prescriptions. You must do this. This is the great way of going forward. The next step must be this. And then I come back at the next conference and nothing has been done. Then I come back at the next conference. Nothing has been done. And the same thing could be prevalent here, though from the last Cashew conference I attended to the current one that I have come to, we have had COVID coming in between. And fortunately, COVID has changed our minds on how to run our business. COVID has said that we cannot run our business like our grandfathers ran the business. COVID has taught us that suddenly business can collapse. And COVID has taught us that unless we are in the retail market and unless we are reaching out to consumers in a big way, we are not going to go forward. And therefore, I think COVID in many ways for the cashew industry is a very, very good thing to have happened. Okay? Because it has jolted us, it has told us that we need to be doing things slightly better than we've been doing in the past. So I'm going to talk to you about, firstly I'm going to introduce marketing to you. Arey yaar, people who are experts in marketing, उनको कैसे marketing introduction दे सकते हो? लेकिन फिर भी मैं attempt करूंगा कि I will introduce marketing to you in a very simple manner. For a start, I have always believed that marketing is very, 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 very important. How many of you think marketing is important? Put up your hands. Arey yaar, what can you say? एक marketing का बंदा आया है इधर. He is saying marketing is important. ठीक है, हाथ उठा लेते हैं and बोलेंगे marketing is important. But marketing is a lot of things. I'm going to keep teasing you. So मेरे साथ रहना. The idea is this, that marketing means many things. The first time I understood what marketing was I was working at Unilever and I had a boss who was my marketing head. So it was a Sunday, I had to contact him, I called him at home. No hand phones, only landline then. I called up home and somebody picked up, a manservant picked up and he said, "Saab nahi hai, saab kidhar gaya hai?" "Nahi, dost ke ghar gaya hai." And then मैं बोला, "मेम साहब है क्या?" Because I knew her also. "नहीं, मेम साहब marketing गया है." Now you know, even going and shopping for vegetables and fish is called marketing. Therefore, what is marketing? Marketing is that one science that is very, very important for any industry, including the cashew industry. Marketing is important for an industry which believes in buying and selling only as well. The cashew industry dominantly believes in buying and selling. Buying and selling is not marketing. Full stop. So maybe definition wise, what is marketing? Marketing is beyond buying and selling. Marketing is that science which helps your product sell itself without you having to go and try and sell, and without you having to go and try and buy. Marketing is a science which works on its own. Marketing is automation. Marketing works when you are sleeping and I am sleeping. Selling and buying does not work when you are sleeping and I am sleeping. And therefore, marketing is very important. And marketing is important to all of us. How many of you are marketing people here? Put up your hands. अभी तो बहुत कम हाथ ऊपर आए हैं, क्योंकि आप कह रहे हैं कि yeah, I've got some good hands. The thing is this यार, अभी और tease करूंगा आपको. In many ways, marketing is very important for all of us, and all of us are marketing people. Every one of you is a marketing person. You know why? Because from the first thing that you do in the morning to the next thing, sir, what is the first thing you did this morning? क्या किया आपने? बैठ के बोलिए. What did you do first thing in the morning when you got up? Drank water. अच्छा. Where do you live? Which city? Visakhapatnam. You have municipal corporation that sends you tap water. You took a Yera glass, touched one brand called Yera, municipal corporation of Visakhapatnam water, you drank, kept it down. Did you touch your phone? Oh, you're a pure man. You're a pure man. What did you do next? Washroom. Now I won't ask more. थोड़ा dangerous हो जाता है, when you start talking about these things. But point is this here. From the first thing in the morning, there are some people out here who touch their phone. Who touched their phone first? Hurry, yaar. Sir has touched his phone. He touched his phone. He touched an Apple, Samsung Galaxy S9 or S10 or S22. He touched each of it. He touched a brand called Samsung. He touched a service provider. Who's your service provider? Airtel. Touched Airtel. And then he opened his WhatsApp. Touched a third brand called WhatsApp. Then he looked at his first message from the family group. No. Whose message? Business group. So business group. Okay, wonderful. Looked at the business group. Then maybe looked at family group. Other people I won't talk about. We'll keep it to ourselves. But the point is, please note, in the first thing in the morning, from the first thing that you do to the last thing in the night, an average Indian touches 82 brands in a single day. 82 brands. An average person in a developing nation called India touches 82 brands. An average person in a developed country called the United States of America touches 116 brands in a single day, more than us. An average person in a supra-developed nation of the world called Japan touches 146 brands in a single day. And a person in submerged nations of the world, Vietnam, parts of South Africa, some parts of Congo, we touch 11 brands in a single day. So 11 to 82 to 116 to 146. Marketing means more developed a nation, more the brands touching you. Each one is touched by brands. None of you is pure. Why pure? First thing, he got touched by his phone. I say he's dirty. You know why? Because brands leave a residue on your mind, psyche. You are a function of the brands you use. You don't define brands. Brands make you. Ouch. What a nasty thing to say. Nasty. मैंने बोला आपको टीज करूंगा थोड़ा. And tease करता जा रहा हूं. Guess what, guys? Each one of you is a marketing person. There are only two types of people in the world. One is called a marketing person, dirty people like me who market to others. And then there are marketed to two people. Each one of you is marketed to by 82 brands in a single day. Without that, you can't be here. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So that's important. Each one of you is touched by brands. Who's not brushed their teeth today? Anybody? नहीं, सबने किया है? कम ऑन यार, झूठ मत बोलो. हाँ, शाम को कर लेंगे, किसी ने बोला नहीं? No, 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 no. Okay. Every one of you who's brushed your teeth has been touched by a toothbrush called Ajay toothbrush, a toothpaste called Pepsodent toothpaste, goes into your oral cavity and you brush your teeth. And guess what? You're touched by brands. Brands are important. And guess what? Brands are not in the buyer-seller market. Brands work automatically all the time. Every month, when somebody in your house goes on the shopping list, brands are bought automatically. Cashew as a product, cashew as an item needs to aspire to be bought automatically. The day the cashew industry can aspire to be bought automatically without the intervention of two human beings buying and selling and without pushing too artificially, the cashew industry has arrived in the realm of marketing. That's why marketing is important. Don't you want that status where you don't have to be doing all the things that you're doing? I think you need to look at it with a little bit of care. So the first thing is marketing is important. Second thing is the brand is important. What is a brand? My definition of a brand is a simple one. I keep saying the brand is a thought. Brand is a thought that lives in a person's head. Eventel is a thought. The organizations which is organizing this lovely event is a thought in the head. Every time you go to their event, that thought gets deepened in your head. These are good people. They take good care of the content that they deliver. They take good care of the networking opportunities they facilitate. And onion bhajia served are first class. Isn't it? How many did not have the onion bhajiyas now? No? I had. Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying? Reputation builds on a brand, and a brand is a thought that lives in a person's mind. And in that person's mind, that thought needs to be important. Cashew is a brand, and that brand thought needs to live in a person's mind and needs to be breathing in that person's mind continuously. But what is this brand thought in people's minds? I'll talk to you in a little while, because I do some work in a different market. I don't do work with anybody in the Indian market as yet. What I do is I work in the US market in the snack food segments dramatically, and cashew is a very, very important part of the US snack food situation today. In the vegan foods market, the green foods market, sustainability market, sustainable cashew, etc. are huge, huge movements. So let's talk about the cashew industry. It's a big one in India. It's a large market for cashew kernels, the way I see it. We're talking about a valuation of the Indian market to be anything upwards of 18,000 crores, I presume. And 18,000 crores for me is a very, very small number for the Indian cashew market, if you really look at it. Because 18,000 is good, 18,000 is bad, both ways. Fundamentally because 18,000 represents about 2.5 billion US dollars. And if you really look at the fact that what 2.5 billion US dollars represents is, if you look at the global business as such, you can roughly say that if there are 8 billion people in the world, 8 billion people in the world, $1 US cashew, that is around 6.2 to 8 billion US dollars is the size of the cashew market altogether. In India, we have 1.412 billion people. It should be 1.4 billion US dollars, but it is 2.5 billion US dollars. So the penetration of cashew in the Indian context is double the penetration of cashew in the world market, which is okay. But then cashew is available only in 42 countries of the world out of 196 countries in the world. And therefore, 196 minus 42, that gap is what's causing for this per capita dollar equivalent of $2 in India versus $1 averaged out to the rest of the world. So don't get excited. So on a straight line basis, I've done a working for the cashew industry as far as India is concerned. I'm saying the potential is 6.2 US dollars per person in India. 6.2 US dollars per person in India, which simply means to say that climbing from 2 US dollars, roughly 1.9 US dollars, to 6.2 is the gap which can be filled by marketing. So there's plenty of money to be made, provided you decide you don't want to be only buying and selling. You want to be also marketing. Okay, it's a large market. Again, cashew in India has many avatars. I see some very good brands coming out post-COVID. A lot of the action in the snack food market, and lovely to see that happening. If you look at it, cashew first of all is a snack nut. It's a snack nut which is used as whole, and out there it's very important. The second most important application of cashew is the gift nut. Gift nut. Arey Diwali aa gaya, arey gift packs come. Cashew incidentally is also the most re-gifted item. Somebody sends cashew to you and you send the same cashew to another person. And that other, and hopefully you don't send it to the same person. Because brands to adli badli hona chahiye, hai na, most. The third item is cashew is an ingredient nut. So two avatars. One is a whole nut which you eat as a snack, which should be the dream and desire of every cashew person, because it's eaten whole, it's recognized whole, the grade is recognized whole, your jumbo nuts are seen to be whole and eaten with pride. But the next is the ingredient nut. You are an ingredient in 20 different items. You are an ingredient in a trail mix in the US, trail mix in India. You are an ingredient in Tong Gardens trail mix, just as you are an ingredient in 20 other brands. But I do believe there is respect for cashew as cashew, inverted commas. Cashew as cashew. Cashew eaten whole. Okay. Greater respect than cashew as an ingredient. So, ice creams, butters to eat, spreads to eat, and butters for the body butters, cashew body butters, which sells at the equivalent of 42 US dollars for about 220 ml. Okay, and that's a lot. So I think, people want to do various things with cashew. The idea is that cashew is in nutraceuticals, cashew is in vegan foods, cashew is in 20 other things. Of course, the biggest one in India is the Kaju Katli. The Kaju Katli is but how much of Kaju is there in a Kaju Katli? Anybody wants to tell me? Percentage? Yes, sir. Okay. Wonderful. I'll tell you, I work with a person who works very closely with a major sweets player. I will not tell you the name of the sweets player, because if you know the name of the sweets player, you will say that, "Arey yaar, it should be at least 50-50. आप कह रहे हो ये सिर्फ 32 है." 32 is the residual element of cashew in a Kaju Katli. Therefore, you're a part of it, but it's a large part. 32 is big. Baki sab is fillers, binders, 20 other things. Cashew taste alikes, cashew essences, and essence not taken from cashew. Nature identical essences, not natural. You can take essence of cashew from cashew. It's very expensive. You can take essence of cashew from potato. It's cheaper. So nature identical. So how much of Kaju is there in a Britannia Kaju biscuit? Okay. Now we have taken a brand name. अच्छा, ठीक है. देखो. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I would say, why Britannia? Any Kaju biscuit which is there, nothing more than 1.2 to 2.3%. Maximum 2.3%, 1.2. And इसको Kaju biscuit बुला रहे हो आप? ठीक है यार. So I'm simply asking you to be in the wholes market, to sell cashew as cashew with pride. I'm asking a simple question. क्या आप बिरयानी हैं या तेज पत्ता? Are you the biryani or are you the tej patta? Biryani has rice in it, biryani has meat in it or chicken in it or vegetable in it. The most important part of a biryani is the rice, the khushka. Second most important part is the meat or the vegetables. Last, least important is the tej patta. But without tej patta, biryani won't be what biryani is. Are biryani ke shauqeen hai aap? You like biryani. Good. So if you really look at it, are you the biryani, are you the tej patta? Kaju needs to be the biryani. That's a simple. How many of you in this room are below the age of 25? Please put up your hands. Below the age of 25. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people are below the age of 25. This is the industry, this is the kaju industry. Young people to hai nahi. They don't want to be in the industry. Father forces, mother forces, but nahi, they don't want to be there. Every industry in the commodity segment, older people sell to younger people. In the market there are younger people. I'm not criticizing you and me. I'm older than you. I'm just saying, if you want to sell to young people, you must either be young or think like young. How many of you last went to a club and did some dancing? Put up your hands. Acha yaar, I like this. The front tables are happening because they are from Bangalore. Delhi bhi. Acha, wonderful. Odisha, arey wah! Even I haven't gone and danced in Odisha. I mean, I have not found a club. I'll talk to you later. Dekho yaar, you don't need to be young. Age is in the mind. If you sell to young people will like what you're selling. If you market to the young, they will like what you're selling in a different manner. Well, I won't waste too much time. There is an alpha generation. This alpha generation, every day, alpha generation is not even below 25. You're all so old. You know what the alpha generation is? Anybody who is born between 2010 and 2025. They are the alpha generation. In your homes, these people are there. They are different animals. If you are reading the daily newspaper, 3 newspapers, they are looking at you and saying, Dad, newspapers, they affect the earth. Go digital. These are new people. We don't understand them, by the way. Important to say that 2.8 billion of these people are getting born every week till 2025. 2.8 million people are being born and we don't even know them. Kaju must appeal to those 2.8 million people equally. And these are not very young. Somebody born in 2010, today is 13 years old. He's a teenager. So please appeal to the young. Kaju looks to me to be a little too old. Okay, they ask you all kinds of questions. Important thing is, I'm going to tell you sometime later as to what is the age of Kaju in India. You know, I've done a research exercise. What is the age of the Kaju franchise in India, eater in India? And what is the age of the Kaju eater in the United States? What is the age of the Badam eater in India and in the United States? And what is the age of different nuts to the club of nuts that you and I belong in this industry? The alpha generation is a purpose-led generation. You know, they want to seek purpose. They're not about target, they're not about vision, they're not about mission. These are all old statements which many of us learnt in our colleges or in our corporate offices. How many of you have got a vision statement for your company? Anybody? Vision statement, mission statement? ठीक है. Purpose statement, let's go and get a purpose statement. Yeah, you have it. Let's put it this way that purpose is very, very important. You have to get a purpose statement for your business. So I'm going to tell you a quick purpose story. I worked with a client who is a shoemaker, chappal maker. The total turnover of this chappal maker is 11,800 crores per annum. Acha, so he's not a chota chappal maker, 11,800 crores. The average price of the chappals he sells in the market is 110 rupees, not for one piece, one pair. 110 rupees per pair. That means he is India's largest chappal maker because 11,800 crores. So we put a purpose statement for this chappal maker. Chappal maker operates like a small player in all the small towns of India. So we put a purpose statement. We went and asked a question, and this is purpose. What is purpose? We send and ask, we sell chappals. Why do you sell chappals? Yeah, people like to walk in chappals and go to parties in chappals. Okay. So what is your vision and mission? To be the largest chappal maker in the world. Okay. Then he said, what does a chappal do? Chappal helps you walk. If you walk more, what is the benefit of walking? You get more healthy. We have now repositioned the company and said this company ka naam, I won't tell you the name, and we say walk, 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 walk India, walk, walk Dadi, walk Nanu, walk, and we made it into a healthcare company. This is not a chappal company, it's a healthcare company. Healthcare. Purpose of this company is to get Indians healthy. Yeah, maybe. Walk, 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 walkaroo. What I'm saying is cashew needs a purpose. Cashew cannot be sold as a commodity. Cashew cannot be sold as a quasi-brand. Cashew needs to be sold as a brand and made into a super brand, and you need a purpose. Next thing I want to talk to you about is that I've been talking for the past 15 years for a generic campaign for Kaju. Hey yaar, come on yaar, somebody create a generic campaign for Kaju. We went once and we put together a plan for it also and said that this is how it will be. I presented it to the Commerce Ministry at one point of time when we thought the ambit was the Commerce Ministry to go through. But that's where it stopped because the industry didn't want to go behind it because it costed too much money. I think it's very, very important that we need to be talking bigger things in Kaju. And one of the suggestions in those 15 years ago was stop calling it cashew. Cashew is so alien. 15 years ago. All the renaming tendency has come now. Sabko rename kar do. Dalhousie will be named something. Lansdowne has already been renamed Ranjit Gad, I think. This renaming tendency has come now. 16 years ago, I think 15 or 16 years ago, I have recommended please rename cashew, call it India nut. India nut. India, Vietnam, whoever else you're talking about, position yourself. Just as you have Brazil nut, this is India nut. And the moment you call it India nut, Indians own the nut. Indians have great pride in that nut. What are you eating, India nut? But I don't think we went with it. And now you won't get the permission. Even if you want to call it India nut, the government of India will not give you permission to call it India nut. I challenge you, if any of you can go and get this name done for cashew nut. Because at the end of the day, India jingoism is great today. India is a country which has arrived. We are the only country which is going to be growing at about 5.5% in GDP terms at the end of this year in the world. The world grows at 2.5%. We grow at 5.5%, which is 3% more than the rest of the world. If you ask me, I think we should look at creating a master plan, keeping all these thoughts together and creating something generic, something big for the nut and to take it to the next level. Of course, green is in now. How green are you? How sustainable are you? How are sustainability and development goals going to be taken care by you? How non-toxinating are you? In the sense that how non-poisonous are you? Because all of us know that the nut, when it goes through the processing, There's a lot of toxins which come out. And to an extent, that is always an issue which must be tackled. Well, my dear friends, I want to, coming to the second half of the closure, before I go to the sum of my suggestions, mindsets matter in business. All of you are businessmen, आप सब businessmen हैं, लेकिन आपका mindsets बहुत बहुत महत्व रखता है. In the cashew industry, there are many mindsets. The first mindset is the growing mindsets, attitude, growing attitude. I am a grower. The second item is I am a processor. The third item is I do paper trading. The fourth item is I am a trader. I buy and sell. The fifth item is a marketing and promotions attitude. And I think you should get a marketing and promotions attitude. ये नहीं है industry में. You don't believe in marketing, you don't believe in promotions, you believe in all the other things. And the last attitude you need to create is a consumption attitude. You have to make people consume more cashew. My friends, in sum, I'm going to summarize about 4 points and leave with those sets of suggestions. Point number 1, make cashew young. Make cashew young. Make cashew sexy. Make cashew more sexy than it is today. Cashew is not sexy. What's the age of cashew in India? Consumption wise, age is 55. Arey yaar, 55. That's a lot. What's the age of almond in India? 47. 47. Chote hain. 55 se chote hain. Age of pista in India? Youngest. 39. Arey wow, 39. Pista is younger. Age of walnut in India? 42. All of them are younger than cashew. Age of groundnut in India? 17. Time pass. The real India nut is groundnut, not cashew nut. Largest numbers of people in India eat groundnut. Cashew, point number 1 is make cashew young. Point number 2, cashew needs a story. Find it in the purpose story. I just told you one purpose story. In the Indian consumption market, we are only scraping the tip of the iceberg. Many of us believe that we are occupying anything between 28 to 40% of the domestic market. Many of us believe. Anything between the two. Two numbers are there. One is 28%, other is 40%. The truth lies in between. Third point. Who is Kaju's daddy? Who is Kaju's daddy? There's a concept called sugar daddy. This is not sugar industry. So मैं sugar daddy का बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. Many of you are smiling. अरे यार. Who is Kaju's daddy? Kaju का बाप कौन? Oh, that sounds dangerous. Who is the father of Kaju? The government? Question mark? नहीं. The board? Board है? The industry body for cashew? Many are there. But who is the father of cashew? Consumer body of cashew है क्या? Those who consume. A collective. All of you get together, make an association, and then decide to do a generic campaign for cashew. वो अच्छा idea है. Answer. Who is Kaju's daddy? Nobody. Can an industry of your potential, can an industry of your size not have a godfather? Forget father. Godfather बुलाएंगे. You need a dedicated 24/7 working team which takes Kaju to the next level where you must be. You deserve it. The kind of work that goes in the cashew industry is phenomenal. I've gone into the back end, particularly I've seen a lot of Kerala, and I see what's going on. It's crazy, crazy, including Chhattisgarh. I mean, whatever you look at. If you look at it, that's the third point. The fourth point is Kaju needs a generic campaign. You need a Johnny Appleseed came for apples. You have Popeye for spinach. In the US, you need somebody like that. The fifth point, make cashew climb the commodity to brand hierarchy. Very, very important. The sixth point, keep trying again to call Kaju either India nut or Desi nut, whatever you want to call, because the Desi movements are very, very big. And the seventh is, digitalism is here. Please use, it's the new religion which has come by, please use digitalism. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, I'm going to just say goodbye to you. Thank you for being here. I would just say that you're welcome to send any questions to me, either on LinkedIn or Twitter or Threads or wherever you are, and I promise to answer you. Alternately, you're always welcome to mail me at harishbijoor@hotmail.com, and I promise to answer your questions if you say you were at this event. Okay? Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have closed my session on time. Goodbye. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Bijoor, and may I please request you to stay on the stage, sir?
And you know, it's a commodity for us, cashews and almonds, and especially when we don't do any value addition to this thing.
I will just put it that you can brand anything. You can just brand anything, and typically you can brand God. And the Church of Singapore has done that beautifully. They've branded God. They've got people used to go to church. Only 11% of people, eligible people, would go to church on Sundays. They got them to go 86% to start going to church in 6 weeks' time. It's a function of advertising. It's a function of marketing. It's a function of strategy. Again, building brand cashew is strategy. It's not advertising. Do not believe in advertising. Believe in strategy. I keep saying there are two things. One is called strategy and the other is called advertising. The mistake we make is we tend to think that advertising is strategy. Strategy is the body of the dog. If there is a dog, strategy is the dog. And advertising is the tail. The dog must wag the tail. The tail must not wag the dog. And therefore we tend to think that it's very expensive to advertise. And therefore we don't get into it. But building a brand, building a cashew brand in this country is a task which will take about 2.5 to 3 years when you'll start seeing results. But then patience for 2.5 to 3 years, investment for 2.5 to 3 years, a standard cess which the association can charge on every unit that you decide, and a dedicated marketing team within that association. It's definitely possible. In fact, sir, every time I go to a cashew conference, this question gets asked. How long does it take? And there was a time when I used to say it used to take 4 years to do it. Now it's faster. We live in an era where digital can work wonders for you. And digital can do a lot for cashew. But we don't think digital in cashew because, we think like old people. We don't think like young people. The moment, because, when there are two kinds of models, an old person selling to a young person selling to a young person. What works best is a young person selling to a young person. So if there are old people in the industry, we should all start thinking like young and appealing to the young generation. And now it takes only 2.5 years to do it. Possible. Thank you for that question, sir.
Mr. Harish, I have a question. You spoke very well. We really enjoyed your talks and we could not move from here. That was great. But I just wanted to know that you were saying that cashews should be sold as cashews, but we should find alternative ways where it can be used as ingredients and other uses. Like we were talking about almond, we were making almond milk out of it, pistachio paste and all those things. Like peanut butter is there, why not we use alternative making of cashew butter or cashew milk and other alternative. That will build up more brand. And more forward integration to it.
Sir, if you ask me, my plan would be, you must have a portfolio. And the portfolio, if I was to make a portfolio of marketing for you, I would say 80% of what you sell must be in wholes. Whole cashew. Cashew as cashew. About 10% as mixes in snack foods. And the balance 10, do what you want. Make butters, make this. Because my experience from the global market simply tells me the following thing. Anecdotal products will always occupy anecdotal niches. If you want to create a real solid product which is an alternate use, it must be a dramatic, earth-shattering product. In the world of marketing and branding, we have not seen a single earth-shattering product in the last 60 years. The last earth-shattering product that was created was something called Milkmaid by Nestle. Milkmaid, irreplicable. You have a mithai made, but it can never replicate Milkmaid ka value. And these kind of products are far and few. We haven't had. In the world of technology, we have one, which is Apple. And Apple has decimated everything. But in Cashew, we'll still keep doing all these things. My thing is, don't waste your bandwidth on anecdotals. Spend your bandwidth on the solids. The solid is 80%. Focus on it and do all of this. The 10% may do all of that. Prime focus, something. Thank you for that question. And I love your jacket. Yeah. Okay, ladies, gentlemen, with that, I wish you all the very best. Till I come back at my 7th Cashew conference, when I will talk new things. I won't talk a single thing that I spoke today. And I'll realize that you've done nothing of what I've spoken today. Thank you. God bless. I'm teasing you, but I think you need to be teased. Bye.
Well, thank you, Mr. Bijoor. Please stay on the stage, sir. Can we have you back on the stage? Mr. Bijoor has been his teacher, his trainer in his business school. So no wonder the student would like to, use this moment to honor his guru. Let's make some noise, please.